about a second time, cause I be on the road. Yeah. I just touch up in this bitch, niggas thought it was a joke. Yeah. Told you I ain't playing with you niggas. I be charged up, super sane with you niggas. Shit ain't been the same with you niggas. Yeah, I told you we the real ass. And I ain't playing with you niggas, oh yeah.
What's good, podcast? I'm your host, CJ King, at CJ_is_King on Instagram and Twitter, man. And you're locked in with the CJ Brand Experience, man. Welcome back, man. This is now season 2. I finally finished from I've been finished my first year because, because this is gonna be the first episode of season 2.
Oh man,
I'm gonna make this the first episode of season because the movie comes out
August 25th.
This weekend, right? So yeah, this is gonna be the first episode of season 2, man. So we're back with episode 26. Really, it's going to be going out of order as well, obviously, because the season 1 ended on episode 17, I believe. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to put it out of order as well. So, but man, let me introduce my guest today, man. My guest, man, is my brother, from high school. Man, what? We better go before that, huh? Cause I know you.
Right at high school. What?
Cause we grew up in New Orleans together too, though, right?
Did you go to St. John?
Yeah. That's a long time ago,
right? Yeah, this
is like
back.
That's way.
But
way back.
we all got reacquainted again in high school.
Right.
Me and Chris were in night you were in 10. So yeah.
All right. So
did you do the year Catholic?
Yeah, I did do a year Catholic, man. So can they find you on social media?
Instagram, B Johnson Official. That's all together, no underscores, no nothing. B Johnson Official. Twitter.
Probably gonna
chop
it up and put that in the front.
Yeah, you have to put that in the front. Chosen159 on Twitter, and then Byron Johnson on Facebook. But
before I get into it, man, I just ask everybody to like the video, give me some thumbs up, and if you haven't already, man, please subscribe to the channel. If you're new, please subscribe to the channel. If not, welcome back, man.
Absolutely.
With that being said, let's get into it.
Let's go.
Right after this quick messages, cue intro. Let's go. All right, man. So, origin story, bro. Let's get it. Because I don't think we got a good solid origin story from you on episode 4.
Okay, origin as far as like...
who are you?
I am Byron Johnson II, originally from New Orleans, Louisiana. Shout out 504, New Orleans East.
What part of New Orleans, bro?
New Orleans East, man.
You East Beast, baby?
I'm East Beast. You know what I'm saying? Grew up in the East, but yeah, man. Grew up there. Went to Lake Forest, Montessori. Out there in New Orleans East End, I think around like 4th grade. Mm-hmm. Went to Ben Franklin Elementary. Shout out Baby Ben. That's my school. I still rock Baby Ben. I say it's the best black elementary school in New Orleans. But yeah, man. So moved after Katrina to BR. My family relocated to that area, and then graduated from Zachary. Went to Southeastern Louisiana University. Well, it's not true. Went to Millsaps College in Jackson, Mississippi, my first year of college, and then after that, went to Southeastern.
What'd you go to Millsaps for?
Football.
Football
out there, and majored in communications, which is the same thing I majored in when I went to Southeastern. So, yeah, man, it was spent that year out in Jackson, Mississippi. Woo, yeah,
Mississippi.
Mississippi. But no, Mississippi was cool, man. It was just like
they got good barbecue over there.
They got good barbecue. They got good food. To be honest, like it's got a similar vibe. I hope nobody takes offense to this, but it's kind of true. Like it has a little bit of a similar vibe to Baton Rouge in the sense like it's a little bit of a college town, but it's not like that small like a Hammond or anything like that. So I mean, it's and I think it's the capital of Mississippi. I may be wrong, but yeah, it was a cool city, man. But I did a year out there, and then went to Southeastern. And
why'd you transfer from Millsaps to Southeastern?
Man, so I was playing ball, and man, I enjoyed my time in Millsaps, but I just felt like I had to kind of, go somewhere bigger. I had NFL dreams, of course, like most.
We're gonna talk about that.
Young
NFL dreams.
Young boys who play football, and I walked on there at Southeastern, and man,
what position?
Play wide receiver, so I can catch that pill. But I enjoyed it though, man. It was a lot of fun. Just that walk-on process was crazy just because, I mean, you had to really grind it out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You really had to kind of learn, like, just almost how to be a little bit untouchable, because when you're a walk-on, they're going to test you. They're going to try to make you
Rudy.
break. Yeah, they're going to try to, I'm a little taller than Rudy, but I mean, like, they're going to try to make you break. They're going to try to give you that same experience. So, but, God willing, I worked my way up, and it's crazy, man. Right, the day before I got my scholarship, I had a conversation with your brother, and he was basically, he's back there eating that snowball, making all that noise. But he was basically, I was ready to quit, man. Like, I was ready to transfer.
Why? Wait, from Southeastern?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, man. It was just rough, dog. Like, you working hard, you busting your tail, but you don't.
You feel like you wasn't getting any looks?
Yeah, not getting no playing time. Or not, I was getting playing time, but not the playing time that I felt like I should have got.
Yeah.
And so, I was just at that place, and so, like, we had a conversation, and he was just like, man, just stick with it, bro. Like, you never know what God got for you. And really, I was just kind of like, yeah, man, whatever. And so, the next day, bro, I don't even think my coach knew my name. I swear, on everything. And, like, I go into the meeting room. We're about to go to a special teams meeting, and he says, "Hey, is Byron in there?" And so I'm like thinking like I'm getting in trouble for school or something I did during the game.
You finna give me your playbook.
Something, dog. Like you just never know, and it's like, dog, college football is cutthroat, bro. Like, and shout out Coach Rob. He was a cutthroat coach. So, man, you never really know. But so, man, yeah, I walked in the room. My receivers coach is in there, and they're both looking at me, and they was just like talking and stuff. And all of a sudden, the only words I remember was, "Yeah, I just want you to know we're gonna put you on scholarship starting in January. Is that cool?" And I'm like,
"Is that a question?"
Right, like, but I kind of like
ask that question?
Right, I got caught off guard. I'm just kind of looking like, and Coach Poe, my receivers coach, he's just looking at me smiling like this big cheesy Kool-Aid smile. And I was like, "Yeah, man, that's cool." And so we just talked or whatever, and we had a big game that week. I think we were playing Sam Houston. It was basically like the conference championship.
Yeah,
because they were highly ranked.
That's right. Yeah, because y'all won a couple. When you was playing that stuff, you was really good. Y'all was really good, right?
Yeah, we had some stuff.
Yeah, because I remember
a lot of people
probably don't know this, but they're gonna find out because we were actually rivals.
Yeah.
Now, I may not have played Nichols. I had the opportunity to play when I first transferred there. I decided not to because they were so crappy. Like they didn't. When I was there, they didn't win. They didn't win a single game in 3 years when I was there. So I'm like, the way my pride set up, I was gonna. Everybody was gonna cuss that, coach included. Like I was like, bro.
But look, they turned it around, man. Nichols got it going.
They turned it around my last year.
Yeah,
and
they beat us my last year. I think.
Oh really? No, you had graduated by then, huh?
We lost to them my senior year. We lost to them. It was like a last minute.
It was when they got the new coach from
Rebo, Coach Rebo.
Yeah, Coach Rebo.
Good coach.
He came from UL, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I think so. But he was pretty good, man. He it was that whole experience though, man. Like just at Southeastern was awesome, and then man, just finished up those last couple of years there, and then, I was thinking bigger pictures.
All right, so football dreams, bro. Let's talk about it. After college, from playing college ball, man, what was on your mind?
NFL, man. That was up to that point in my life. That was pretty much the only thing I was thinking.
You think you really had a shot to get there? Or?
I did. I had I went to a school that was predominantly run based, but just because of my measurables and my size. And,
I always want to know that why when like people of skill positions do choose the schools they want to go to. Why do they choose a school that's like against their position?
We weren't necessarily, the way our offense was built, we weren't necessarily like supposed to be a run team. Structurally, it really was a passing offense, like a multiple offense. But just that year, we had got a new OC, all that type of stuff. By the time I'm a senior, I'm not thinking of transferring.
Right. Because I played corner in high school. I consider myself a retired athlete. But if I had a future son and he wanted to play football, and he wanted to play, cornerback, whatever, I would do my job as a dad. Look, I'm gonna put you in this district. We're gonna look for a district that has a bunch of schools that pass the ball. Yeah. Because if I send you to a district where everybody that you're playing against run the ball, you ain't gonna get no decent plays.
The thing is, though, college is different in the sense of like, people's jobs change every day. Like coaches change every day. Like,
but you played wideout, and you went to a school that was predominantly ran.
It wasn't at first. The offense was the offense was a passing offense, but that year, we had a lot of injuries, quarterback. It was one of those things.
That's like playing at Zachary when we run the option and people trying to play wide receiver. Like you're never gonna get the ball.
You're never gonna get the ball. But it wasn't panning out that way. But I mean, everything happens for a reason. So yeah. After that, like I said, that was my focus, and so I trained pro day and stuff. Had a pretty decent pro day. Worked out for the Saints, and my workout for the Saints went really, really well. Like really well. I talked to Sean Payton after. Yeah. They brought me in the back, and we went on the board, and that went good. And so, and then I worked out for a couple of CFL teams. So the opportunities were there and stuff. And then draft day came, and draft weekend came, and my name didn't get called, and that was tough, man. It was tough just because, like, you don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
You dream of this your whole life, and then, it doesn't pan out. And I remember me, Daryl, and Chris went to eat after and to hang out and stuff. And, like, I just remember them talking and having conversations. And in my mind, I'm like, bro, I have no idea what I'm about to do. Like, I have no idea what's going on.
Right.
And so yeah, man. I mean, and I definitely still stayed in shape and all that type of stuff, but yeah, it was a journey.
What would you tell? Because obviously you went through it. So what would you tell other kids who because they're kids, they're young kids going about that may go through the same situation. They're coming out of college with football dreams of trying to make it to the league, and then draft day may come and they may not be called. Yeah. How would you advise them to cope and handle that situation?
I would say you really have to ask one. I mean, for me, I'm a Christian. You have to ask God what does He want for your life. But also too, you have to. I think one of the best things that I've learned since I've gotten out of football is that you have to have a lot of other things that make you you. You know what I mean? Like football. I thought, and I think a lot of guys go through this, you think that football is your identity and all these types of things. There are a bunch of other things we can do, even if you do play football. You can be a businessman. You got a lot of athletes these days who are businessmen, who are actors, who are, involved in tech, involved in, speaking, all this type of stuff. So, I would say find other things that, bring you joy, and just something that you would enjoy, because at the end of the day, and I always tell my players this, that I work with and train and coach. Like,
where you coach at?
At the Dunham School in Baton Rouge.
Okay.
But I always tell them, even say you do play in the NFL 10 years, best case scenario.
You looking forward to this upcoming season with your boys?
Yeah. I am. It's gonna be fun, man. Just I enjoy coaching. That's something that I do, enjoy, just being around the game still, and that passion for me to play is not there anymore, just because of the simple fact I love what I do now. But I tell those guys all the time, if you do play in the NFL 10 years, like, you're still 32 years old. You're a young man. I mean, how old are you right now?
27.
27. You're 5 years old.
I'm still young. I'm still young as hell.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, think about it.
I'm way early in my process. I didn't even get started.
Right. You're 32 though, like, and you still have your whole life ahead of you. Yeah. Best case scenario in the NFL situation. So no matter what, you have to have other things. So I meant, I would tell a lot of those guys just to, if you want to continue to pursue football, there's a million other ways you can do it. There's a lot of other leagues and avenues, and if you feel that that's for you, then keep on going for it. But be adaptable. Even if you are in the NFL, I think that NFL players or anybody.
I was watching when I was at my dad's office today. I was watching, the news came on, and they was talking about how the XFL is coming back. So I don't know what that is. You ever heard of the XFL?
Yeah, it was back in the day.
Yeah, it was back in the day. Yeah. Think they're gonna last? You think that's gonna last?
I hope so, man. I think it's great.
It's like a D league, huh? You think it's like a D league?
It's a little different, but I like when they have other avenues for guys to play ball. I think because for some guys, the NFL is the ultimate goal. I mean, you don't sign up to do anything to be on the D list or anything, but
you can work your way up sometimes.
And I mean, at the end of the day, man, you got some cats that just want to ball. You know what I mean? They just want to play ball. That's what they know and that's what they love. So, I will hope. I know the AAF stuff didn't last, but you still got the CFL, you still got Arena. Like, I hope that there are a couple other leagues that guys can start to be a part of, and it lasts. So, it's just fun to make money playing football. Man. Like, you call it what it is.
Playing
like,
sports,
it's cool.
Period.
Right.
So when your name wasn't called, did that put like a bad taste in your mouth for the game, or?
Yeah, for a while. I would be totally honest saying that, man, that first year out, especially when I didn't get in, like, bro, I did not want to watch football. Like,
yeah.
I didn't want to watch it. Bro, I was going to the Saints games and stuff, and I'm like, come on, man, I can run a route like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You get the idea to start your own podcast up at some point. Whew. Let's talk about that.
All right. So,
first of all, what's the name? Let's shout it out. Let's plug it so people can go check that out too.
Huddle Up, the podcast. It's me, my boy Chris, my boy Terry, and my boy Daryl Dewey. It's 4 of us, and it's basically a podcast. It's a Christian podcast about accountability. But one of the reasons why we started it was we were talking about we were going through our own battles with lust and with just accountability within ourselves, and we really just wanted to get to a place where we had something to where outside of the church people could come and hear conversations about just positive things, Christian things, and not just so like we definitely use the Bible to reference, but we just kind of want to allow people to just have real conversations sometimes. Yeah. Like just how me, you, and Chris or whatever, we'd be sitting in here having a conversation. Like we just wanted to create a platform for people to do that. So that's kind of what it allowed. But that wasn't really a goal of mine. It's one of those things that just happened, man.
Just happened? How'd you get the name Huddle Up?
I was talking to my friend Brittany. Shout out Brittany Guest, and she acted with me. And I think we were talking about football references. And I thought I don't know if she said something about a huddle, and I was like, huddle up. And I thought about it, I was like, the huddle is the place where you get your information, you get to play, everybody gets their assignment, and then you go out and execute. Everybody has a job. Right. In the huddle you get those jobs. And so that's kind of where the name came from, and it just took off from there. So, it's been doing good. We've been shooting some episodes. And,
how long y'all been into it?
A couple months, like 3 months maybe.
3 months? I was just getting started.
Yeah, we knew.
Y'all brand y'all new on the scene. Huh?
We're learning, man. We got growing pains. But it's fun though. We're just trying to be as creative as possible, and it just allows everybody. One, it allows us to spend time with each other and have conversations just about the things that we're talking about and just about life.
Right.
But it also just allows us to be able to, just have a platform that people can just come to, and it's blessed people, man. Like people will hit me up, or they'll hit the other guys up and just they'll tell us just this conversation helped them, or they'll be asking for advice or whatever. And we never, and I will say this, we never try to give advice based on like superiority or anything like that, because we're going through these journeys and these avenues with you, so we're dealing with the same stuff. We just always try to tell our experiences, and hopefully that helps somebody else. So
that's how you really can do. Because you never know what someone else is going through.
Absolutely.
So. Yeah. Okay. So, acting. Because you're an actor now.
Yes.
How many movies have you been in?
Two. I'm brand new. I'm a rookie.
Yeah, 2. Still. So how did you get into acting, bro?
Oh man.
Because this is post football dreams for you.
This is
So.
First off, I want to say the last thing I think I ever saw myself being was an actor. Simply because I didn't. It's funny when I really think about it, because like I was very imaginative as a kid. I was, but I never really had like I played a little bit of music. Like I played the violin for like 3 years.
Really?
Yeah, not fifth grade, kindergarten to like 3rd or 4th. Yeah.
Really? Were you good at it?
I was decent. But once I started playing football, I gave it up. And so, which is so dumb. Like now that I'm like older,
women love that.
I mean, it's just cool. Like, bro, it's so cool to have
instruments, man.
And it's crazy, bro. Because
I got a whole guitar that I don't know how to play.
Yeah, you need to. But it's crazy though, because you really like when you're a kid, you just put stuff down, pick it up, put it down, and you just kind of don't really appreciate it.
I'm probably gonna give it to one of my kids at some point in the future. So learn how to play this. Like, make me proud.
I do want to learn how to play the guitar, but as an adult, like you just kind of be like, oh man, I should have learned. But no man, I got into it. So I was working at UPS when I got out of. Oh man, that was such an experience. Every time I think about that.
From football dreams to a UPS job.
When you talk about and nothing's wrong. Shout out all my boys at UPS. Shout out everybody.
Hey, no, there's nothing wrong with working at UPS.
Right. But
I heard it's a great job.
Oh,
with
man.
great benefits.
Oh, God, it's like, maybe for the drivers, but if you're in that warehouse and you grinding, dog, you talk about, and it's so crazy you say that, bro, because, like,
they be messing up my boxes.
Bro, I go from, we be tearing it up. But I literally went from dreaming, thinking about the NFL, all of that type of stuff, to I'm getting up 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning to put some boxes in the truck. Bro, when I tell you, like, man, like, if there was ever a time where, like, I was just like, God, I don't know what you're doing, but you need to help me. Like, that was it. Because, dog, it was so just training. I worked there for 1.5 years, and it was just, I mean, I had to get paid. You gotta work, like, but it's just like, bro.
Why didn't you look for a job in the communications?
Man,
like working for like a studio or something. I tried,
and it literally wasn't panning out. Like, just nothing was panning out for whatever reason. And man, so like, I worked there for 1.5 years, and I quit, bro. And I quit.
Hey man, look. If you're unhappy. Don't stay at a job that you unhappy.
I will agree.
I did the same thing.
But I will say, have a backup plan, because, bro,
hey, you know something. That's what us millennials do, bro. Like, if we're unhappy, we tend to say, you know what, God got me, and he will.
Yeah, I mean,
he will. If you want, because God doesn't want you to be unhappy either.
God doesn't want you to go through the stress that you put on yourself. Like, I put myself through some bad times, and I'm gonna be honest, like.
But when you put yourself through stress like that, it almost teaches you some things.
It does.
Like, there's a hidden power in being broke.
There's a lesson to be learned in everything, but I definitely can say, like, I don't think God's plan was for me to be broke in a sense. But I mean, like, there's things that we can do to ourselves, and I would say in that situation, I definitely put myself in a bad spot. But
I mean, look at some of the people who have made it big in the industry you're in now. Like Tiffany Haddish. So her stories. She was living out of her car.
Yeah.
I mean, and then eventually her turn came and she popped. Yeah. Kevin Hart performing at hole in the wall after hole in the wall before he really got his break.
But you got to mind, this. I didn't know what I was going to do at that point. So you talking about somebody quitting a job, and you're not thinking about acting. You're not thinking about. Well,
right.
Matter of fact, I was still thinking about football, but I wasn't. Like, there wasn't a true, like, avenue I had, so I quit it. And so I quit in August and I was just applying for jobs, all this type of stuff for like 4 or 5 months. Like, I didn't have anything. So the only thing I had was coaching, and I was working in like the YMCA, like training.
Yeah.
And around December, I applied to Libro to be a host.
Okay.
So I apply, and like, it's probably, mind you, I hadn't been working all that time, and the job was paying like a nice little salary, so suit, all this type of stuff. So I get in there. The guy likes me. Like, he likes everything about me. God tells me, don't take that job. Bro,
the LeBeur's job?
Right. Like, and I literally had it, bro. And I'm like, I'm broke. Like, I don't have any money. And I'm just kind of like, what do you mean don't take it? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, I need money. Like, what do you mean don't take it? And there's just something like, I know it's God telling me, do not take the job. And I'm just like, bro, why would I not take it? Like, and so the guy, he was just like, I know you coach and stuff. Like, we're not going to be able to work with your coaching schedule and all this type of stuff. So I was just like, man. So I like go and I leave. And I was just like, bro, I don't want to turn this down. And so I called the guy back and I was like, man, look, I'm not going to be able to take it. Like, it's just not. It's not a good situation for me to really, because I didn't want to quit coaching.
Right.
I enjoyed being around my kids. I liked it. And
it was a mentorship.
Yeah. It was just something. It felt good to be around them. It's something that I needed just as a person. And so I go and I asked them, like, do they have any other jobs available? So I ended up working security, and that's how I ended up started working there. And I'm still in grind mode. Don't get it twisted. Like, I'm still in grind mode. So, I started working there, and lo and behold, I went to see Black Panther.
Okay.
A couple of my cousins came down, and it's so funny, bro, because, like, I hate movie premieres, which is so weird. Like, I don't like going to the movies
Like the midnight showing.
I hate it because it's like I'm like one of those people, like I like to be in the movies with my hoodie on, like nobody in there, like just chilling watching the movie. Almost like I'm.
You wouldn't like going to the movie.
No, I like. I've been in the movies. I've been in the movies with you.
I ain't gonna plumb fool sometimes. Yes. If it's funny, I'm laughing.
Bro, I know. So look, I go, and I'm like in the movie, and I'm like, man, I'm probably just gonna go to sleep. So I put my hood on, and like I walk in the movie theater, and I don't know why. I've been in the movies a billion times. Like, I've always been a movie person, and there were so many people in the movie to see this movie, Black Panther, and I was just like, just looking, and just to see how people were excited about this movie and all this type of stuff, and I was just like, man, that would be amazing to make that type of impact to where people come to the movies and pack it out to see something you do. Yeah. Still not registering in my head like, oh, well, I want to be an actor. It wasn't one of those moments. And so I go see the movie and I enjoyed it. It was a great movie. Shout out to everybody in Black Panther. And a couple days later, I go to the gym. Matter of fact, skip a step. I prayed about it, and I was just kind of like, God, you know, I don't know what to do, but maybe I should try acting. Like, you know. And I called up my boy Denzel Johnson. Denzel's been in the acting game for a while. He's been on everything basically in New Orleans. He just booked something on Netflix. Just booked something. I can't even keep up with it. Shout out Denzel. Okay. But yeah, we had a conversation and he was just like, "B, bro, just go for it. Like, you really don't have
take the jump, shoot the shot.
Just see what's up." And I didn't tell anybody. Like, I didn't tell anybody about it. I didn't tell anybody I wanted to act, was thinking about acting or anything. I'm in the gym lifting weights. My aunt sends me a casting call because it says Perry Productions, this movie that I'm in right now. Because she thought it was a Tyler Perry movie. Like, she sent it to me, and one of the roles was a guy that looks 18. I mean, I look fairly young. Who can catch a football in one hand. I was like, I got that in the bag. Like I can play, you know, receiver. I can do that. So, man, look, it's so funny, dog. So I go to like watching all these, like, I'm watching Juice. I'm watching all these dramatic roles, Tupac, all these people and stuff. So I'm kind of like, oh man, I'm about to go kill this audition. This is meant for me, God. Like, I got this. Like, you know, easy. So man, I go up in the audition room, and bro, it happens. And I know anybody who acts like that, they'll tell you. I go in there, bro, and I start saying it, and the director stopped me, and she was like, "Start again." Bro, I forgot everything that I was supposed to say. Like, dog, I'm talking about froze like a deer in the headlights. Like, I'm like, Lord, oh my God. Like, so look, so I go and I leave and I get back in my truck, and I was like, God, I know I thought you said the acting stuff was for me, but
what the hell was that?
I'm like, nah, you tripping. Like, that's not gonna happen. And so I don't know what I was thinking after that, but I'm like, well, maybe I just need to keep working on it or something like that. Maybe it just wasn't supposed to be that easy.
I mean, well, yeah, you never took it acting class.
Yeah, never, so, ever, like ever. So I definitely no, I didn't try to, but I definitely disrespected the craft for a little second just because I kind of felt like, well, man, I got a good personality. Like, I can do this. Like, no, that's definitely not.
But it's her personality, though.
Like, no. And so, man, yeah, I left. And so, like, probably like a couple weeks later, the director called me, and he was like, "Hey, I know you like struggled your way through that audition, but we kind of want to see how you look in this role." And so we went to do a table read, and read with a couple of the characters and stuff, and we had some really good chemistry, and but they hadn't made a decision on who they wanted to be the lead yet of the movie. And so it was just a crazy process. So leading up to it, I think maybe like a month and a half before he called me, he was like, "Hey man, we ended up going with someone else to be the lead of the movie." So, you know, and I wasn't even tripping, man. Like, the competitor in me wanted it, but I was just like, well, you know, it's probably somebody better, like somebody that knows more, and that's a lot to take on for a lead role. So they ended up giving me another part. I think I had like 2 lines, and so and I was cool with that because I was just like, well, you know, I'll just learn and work my way up. And so, man, like, they gave me the script. Script was like this thick. I didn't study it at all because I had like 2 lines. Like, I'm like, I can remember that. Like, and so 9 days. I remember I was off from work. I was sleeping, And it was like
before we get in, because I know you finna talk about you finna talk about how you got the lead role, right?
Yeah.
Before we get in talk about how you get the lead role, because that's gonna come up. Tell me, like, how is the auditioning process to secure roles in movies these days anyway? You know, cause it's not like how it used to be back in the day where you go in front of the directors and everybody, and you know, I've seen you and my brother, you know, do some, you know, movie, you know, audition and just do it like, you know, and you know, we do it in the garage where the studio's at. Yeah. You know, and
there's still an element to that. There's in-person auditions, there's self-tape auditions. You know, if you have a callback, more times than not, it probably is going to be in front of the director and you go to the actual casting office. But it's still an element of that. Now I will say with the auditioning process, anyone will tell you like it's, you know, it's real. It's a grind. Like it's just, you know, a million things can happen in that room. Yeah. But I think the main thing is you come in prepared, you come in knowing your stuff, and you know, you just whatever is gonna come out comes out. Right. You know.
I told my brother this. I'm gonna tell you this too. Since y'all both do the acting thing, y'all should really consider like releasing y'all bloopers from y'all
eventually
from the audition tapes that you try to do. Yeah. You know, because you never know what can happen just from someone watching the blooper. You know what I'm saying? You know, because like, you know, you're going through, you're watching, and then you know I messed that up. Yeah. Restart that, and then you try it. Then you try it again. You know, like, because you've probably auditioned for a lot of roles at this point. Yeah. So you should have like a lot of, you know, a lot of they have like a lot of bloopers at some point. Plenty. You know. Yeah. I mean, it's like it's a good 1 minute video for Instagram or Facebook that shows people, you know, like, you know, I'm serious about this acting thing, and you know, this it ain't all sunshine and rainbows that you see. Like a lot goes into, you know, basically showing the process. Yeah. I mean, I think it's important that we as people show the process more than the highlights of the final product.
Yeah, I definitely don't mind it. Only thing is, like, with roles, and plus when you're auditioning a good bit, like we all have a tendency to like audition, and once you do the audition, you forget about it. So I mean, you know, but I definitely don't mind doing it. I'm serious, but I'm a very goofy person at the same time. So down the road, that'll be something I definitely don't mind doing at all, just because I like to laugh. So yeah, you know, I'm sure anybody else will get a kick out of that, especially knowing the crazy stuff we do and say. Like,
right, it's crazy. All right, so what is the movie? Like, because the movie we're talking about, the Vincent Perry movie, right? First of all, who is Vincent Perry?
Vincent Perry is a director from Baton Rouge. They shot a few movies, I want to say. I cannot remember the name off the top of my head, but very good guy. Him and his wife, Christy Perry. You know, they chose me for the lead as that movie, and man, they've been amazing. Just the entire process. They've been very ambitious with stuff, but you know, he's a great guy, man, and just, you know, he was very also, yeah, just the way he does things, man, like, and just, you know, they're very meticulous, but at the same time, great atmosphere on set. We ate great every single day.
Oh, really?
Oh my God.
I was actually about to talk to you. We were about to get into that in a minute.
Yes. But it was cool, man. He's a real good guy, so I enjoyed.
Enjoy working with him?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Absolutely. So the movie, A Life to Choose. What is it about?
Long story short, just so I don't have to.
Because you play the lead role, don't spoil it. But
yeah. I can give you. So my character is Joshua Roberts.
So, who do you play? Who do you play?
Joshua Roberts, the lead role. He's so he has a white dad and a black mom, and before he was born and stuff like that. Like, it was a relationship to where, you know, they weren't necessarily supposed to be together. His dad was from a more affluent neighborhood. His mom was from a less affluent neighborhood. And so, you know, they ended up together, and they had Joshua. And the dad's parents, of course, weren't too fond of that. And then they put themselves in a place where they were, you know, just kind of... It didn't work out well for the mom. I'll just put it that way. Like, they really kind of gave her a lot of stuff and just really made her, you know, not too... What up, Magic?
Hey, Magic.
They really made her, like, you know, go through hell with Josh. And so he finds this out later, you know, when he turns almost 18. And he basically... he basically found out about his mom and all that type of stuff, and he got to the age, and his dad passed away to where he could find out, about his mom, and he wanted to go and stay with her, and so he ends up going to stay with her, and she's from that rough neighborhood, and she has a son who doesn't like Josh, and he just gets mixed up into some stuff. But it's a Christian movie, it's a faith-based movie, but at the same time, it's got a lot of different parts to it, a lot of different storylines. So it was pretty cool, man. There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
A lot of different action scenes.
Because you had the lead, you had a bunch of lines. Remember?
Yeah, I did.
You went from 2 to what?
Man, 2000 and stuff. Like it was a lot.
Oh
bro.
man, I want to see the blooper tape.
They have on the DVD.
Oh, they do.
Bloopers, they have all type of stuff. So you'll get to see that. You'll get to see interviews. You'll get to see all this type of stuff. So are you coming to the premiere?
When is the premiere?
The premiere is this Sunday at
What time?
AMC Mall of Louisiana at 6 p.m.
I will be in bar prep.
Bar prep? Oh,
I am now starting bar prep from 2 to 8. Give me the DVD, please. Yeah, because last semester law school, taking the bar for February 2020.
You gotta get ready.
I'm bar prepping from this Sunday until the February 9th.
Yeah.
Since the bar is February 17th.
Yeah. But no, it was cool, man.
Pray for me, please. Pray for me, please.
Pray for both of y'all on that. Anybody in law school. But yeah, it was cool, man. Just there's a lot to learn. I didn't necessarily know if I could do it, but I will say, man, the day I stepped on set, I felt like I should have. This is what I was supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I felt like I should have been doing this my entire life.
How was it working on a legit acting set?
It was a lot going on. Just because it's all these people. It's people you gotta have chemistry with that you may not necessarily know. You got people flying in for a couple days shooting scenes and dipping out. But I will say, especially on a movie and that being a smaller one, I haven't shot a big one yet, but it's coming. But,
of course, it's coming. You gotta trust the process.
But it's, you become a family. Like, you really do. Like, you become a family because y'all just spend...
Great networking. And
man, yes. Yeah. Like, just not even... Sometimes, I mean, of course it's networking, but just meeting people and becoming friends. Because, like, we're shooting, and I was still working at the time. It was crazy. Like, I was shooting, getting up 5 a.m., we're shooting from 6 to like 7 p.m., 8. Then I'm going to work after that. So,
So where were you working at
Libro.
Okay.
I was still doing my security.
You was doing security.
Top
flight.
Top flight, man. Top flight.
In the red coat.
But yeah, my movie usher jacket. But it was cool, man. Just being on that legit set and just hanging with everybody, and you become a family, man.
What kind of camera was the director used? Because I like looking like behind. I like being in front of the camera, as you can obviously see. I'm in front of one right now, but also like learning like the behind the scenes stuff too. Like I like dabbling with both. Like learning about the camera mechanics and the better camera, and because I learned that a lot of Hollywood movies. They film off of the red cameras and these high production machines.
Yeah.
And that's how you get the really good cinematic looks. But them monsters are expensive.
That's not.
Them monsters are expensive. Bro.
I can't tell you exactly. I can give you his number. You can ask him. But but yeah, it was definitely some high tech equipment. They had the boomstick,
the rig with the cart
and stuff. Like everybody's quiet on the set, like all that type of stuff. So I mean, it was, and to be new, to see all that going on.
Yeah,
it didn't rattle me, honestly. Like it wasn't
lights, camera, action.
It didn't really bother me. I think the main thing was just like, I think it was a pressure I had to kind of work within myself. Like don't get so, Don't get nervous or anything. Just act and be whoever this character is. Like,
right.
So it was cool.
Okay. So, also my question is, how did you secure the lead role for this movie?
Ooh. So, like I was saying,
with no prior acting experience.
Yeah.
Because you had nothing.
Right. Nothing.
And then,
bro, like nothing. Like not, I took fine art survey in high school. That's literally that's like
not acting.
Right, it's not. That's like we had like a 2-week drama course. That's like the depth of my acting experience at that point. But I was basically.
You see me you see us wiping our faces because it's hot. We're in the garage.
That's hot. We in the shelter. But we were
getting out the mud.
we were 9 days away from shooting, and I was knocked out. I was off from work. And so I get a text, and he was like, the director, he was like, yeah, we want to add a couple more days to your character. Like, can you get off from work or whatever? I was like, sure. It's 2 days, 3 days, cool. And so, like, maybe like an hour later, he texts me, and he was like, hey, call me. And so I'm like, crusting my eyes, waking up and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know, your voice sounds when you wake up, like, hello. Like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And so I called. He was like, yeah, man, I wanted to know if you want to be the lead in the movie. And I'm kind of like,
Is that a question?
look, at that point, I'm like, all right, God. My first thought, I'm like, God, this isn't funny. Like, you know what I'm saying?
right.
Come on, dog. Like, 9 days before.
Like, stop all
like,
that cap.
right. I'm like, big capping. Like, I'm like, bro, no, like, what? And so I'm like, you serious? He was like, yeah, man, just, you know, something else fell through. Like, all that
What
type of
happened for him to offer you the lead role? Did the other guy not like drop out? Or?
I think he ended up having to shoot something else or something like that. And so, you know, I mean, you gotta take your opportunity when it comes.
Facts.
And so I was just like, well, yeah. It was like a real hesitant, yeah. So like I said, I called up my boy Denzel, and I was like, yo, Denzel, I need you to get to Baton Rouge like ASAP, like, cause I showed him the script. I'm like, dog, I can't remember all this. Like, in 9 days, I'm like, bro, I'm about to mess up these people movie. Like,
You was panicking though.
man, I was so scared. And so he was like, man, he came out, and we like went somewhere and just like went over the script. He's just like, bro, just know your lines for the day. You don't have to know the whole script that day. Like, know what y'all are shooting. Know that, you know, on some real, like, you know, bootleg, hurry up stuff.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we ended up doing that. Went to TJ Ribs, got something to eat.
Okay.
And that was,
I haven't been there.
put me at ease. That's my spot. I love that spot. And then, yeah, we just went from there. And yeah, I felt ready, though. I felt ready when I got there. Like, you know, and it's growing pains, man. Listen, I'm not about to sit there and act like this would be the greatest thing I ever do. But to say, like, on that day, there's going to be scenes that day, that was my first day.
Yeah.
It's like,
because I be wondering how some of these big actors they have like 2, 3, 4 different movie roles and different movies all across the board
at the same time.
They're recording from at the same time, and they have to memorize their lines. So like, yo, how do you remember, like, you know, remember the lines from movie A, then you go to a whole nother set, then you gotta spit lines from movie C. Yeah. And not mix up movie A lines with it. You're very
isolated. You're very isolated when you're on set. You got, you know, your trailer, your spot, your area. So I mean, you have your chances to like get secluded and stuff. So I mean, it's hard for you to not focus. I think the hardest part is when you're on set, because then it's so much going on around you. But a lot of times you just kind of chilling throughout the day, you know, learning your stuff. If you don't have a bunch of scenes, like, you know, you have your own time to just kind of isolate yourself, get into your script, and you know, like it's like football practice. Like, you have a game plan, like, you know exactly what you're going to be reading that day, so you just kind of go over it. And I just kept reading my script. That was really what it was. I read it a lot and just got familiar.
Did you record it and like try to listen to yourself?
I didn't do that, but I definitely read it a lot just so I could get familiar with the characters, with other people's characters, you know, just cues, all that type of stuff. Just, you know, I tried to rely off of what I knew, which was instinct. So, you know, just being a person.
Do you plan on you know, attending, you know, or taking an acting class to at some point to hone in on your craft? Or?
I have. I just got out of class in July. I was taking class with Jim Gleason in New Orleans. Shout out Jim, a real cool guy. Been acting for a long time. Okay. Long time. He's got some great processes. I know a couple people have worked with him. He's like the teacher in New Orleans that a lot of people go to just to own their skills. And he just simplifies how to break down the script for you and how to, you know, prepare and all this type of stuff. So he's definitely a guy I would take classes with. But, you know, down the road, there's no telling who I'll take classes with. Right. You know, you meet different actors, actresses, and stuff. So, you know, absolutely.
Okay. What is your ultimate goal? Well, before we talk about your ultimate goal, like, let's talk about you had a second movie that you also did too. Yeah. You know, now this was the movie. This movie came out before. Yeah. The movie that comes out this Sunday.
This came out in December, I want to say.
What was the name of that movie?
It was Christmas Everlasting on the Hallmark Channel. So during Christmas.
What was that about?
Tatiana Ali played a character named Lucy.
Wait. Tatiana Ali?
Ashley Banks.
Ashley Banks?
Yes.
Woo!
Yes. She is She was so cool, man. She was it was man. I like. Anyway, I'll tell you that after. But she basically
Shout
was
out to Ashley Banks.
she was awesome. Like such a classy lady.
Actually, I call her by her acting name.
Yeah, Miss Tatiana Ali. But so she comes from out of town.
You say Miss MS or MRS?
She's married. She's married, Mrs. Yeah, bro, you missed
I missed my point.
But she's a lawyer. She comes back to her hometown, kind of like most Hallmark movies. And she ends up seeing the love of her life again, and they rekindle. Her sister dies, all this type of stuff, and she just has to go through these trials. But she's busy working, doing all that type of stuff. So she comes back to find the love of her life, and her life just very Hallmarkish type movie.
Yeah.
It goes in a great direction at the end. So it was cool.
Very Hallmarkish. I can't even explain. I've seen some.
The blueprint.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But it was. Yeah, it was so cool, man. I loved being in that movie. It was a lot of fun.
Okay. All right. So, what is your ultimate goal with your acting career, man?
Oh man.
What do you want out of it?
Really and truly, just as a person, allowing people to get to know me, allowing people to get to know who's the source of my life, which is Jesus Christ. That's the main thing for me. And also just, influencing people just towards more positivity and more blessings and stuff. I feel like, it's a lot of negative in the world and stuff, and things happen. I mean, it's just the way it is. But at the same time, there can be a lot of positivity, and I just hope to spread that, and just allow people to know that, faith is a big thing. Great things can happen for you. God wants great things to happen for you, and I just, I hope in my acting career, like, people see that and, just enjoy the movies that I'm in. I hope they take you away from whatever they're doing, whatever's going on in your life. At that point, you can just enjoy whatever it is I get to be a part of, and just, I really hope that, for me, I just become one of those guys in acting that, every time you see me on film, it's going to be something good. Yeah. It's going to be a great movie. It's going to be a great TV show. It's going to be a great commercial. Like, whatever.
What's your niche? You think? Like, do you like more comedy, drama, action type?
I like it all. I like it all. I don't think I've been in the game long enough to have a true niche, but at the same time, I like elements of everything. I like action. I like comedy. I like drama. I like, pretty much anything. I definitely enjoy, movies that talk about us a lot.
Yeah, the black movie. Yeah,
I really do. I just think, and in different capacities. I mean, you got your smaller ones, you got your Tyler Perry ones, you got your, ones, that are bigger scale. All those types of things, different types. But, I like talking about the black experience. I think that, in movies. I think
you gotta put those back, those on the map.
Right. And that's something for me that I kind of look at. I want to be a part of that. I want black movies to not just be cult films for black people, but to be movies that,
because most of those movies that I see, they're like straight to Netflix movies.
Either that or like, we know about them, but the whole world, like,
sometimes I don't even know about them. Right, like I don't even know about them until like I'm looking on. So I find out. Oh wait. Oh
right. And don't get it twisted.
Let me check that out.
There are a lot of things like there are movies that you'll see on Netflix that are better than movies that you'll see on theaters. Like it's a lot of different things that get into that. But I just want that experience that we have to be as highly valued as the movies that are put on a grander scale. Just because it's although we may not be the main person in the room making the decisions, like our experience is just as valuable. So just it's a lot of things, but I definitely just enjoy being on the sets and being a part of those things, and it's really cool.
Okay, so what? Well, before I talk about that, do you have like a spot either on your dresser or at some point in your future, in the future, that's where my first Oscar is gonna go. Ooh, you got one of them?
No, because I don't have my own house yet, but. I definitely.
Do you see it?
I do. I got some plans for.
Like, I'm gonna speak an Oscar into existence.
Oh, absolutely, man. I definitely believe.
Because I speak. I'm gonna speak as this. I'm gonna get that gold button one day. That gold YouTube button that when you get 1 million subscribers. Yeah. Please go subscribe. Since I said that, please go subscribe.
Please subscribe and watch.
That red button. Go click that.
Let's make it gold.
Let's make it gold. Well, before I get the gold, I gotta get the silver one.
Let's get the silver. Then.
Yeah, get the silver. That's 100,000.
Baby goals. But yeah, I definitely have those types of goals. You know, I definitely see those things. Main thing for me though, man, like I said, it's more about the impact, man. Like I want to be someone that people can look up to and you know, understand I'm not perfect. I'm a progressive man, but at the same time, you know, I really enjoy what you know God's blessed me to do and you know, like I said, I want people to know. Because you can't really control that sometimes. Like, you got actors who are phenomenal that you and I know that may or may not ever win an Oscar. Like, you know, they may never. But, you know, they're phenomenal in their craft. You know?
Right.
And I mean, you know, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But one thing I do know is that,
to the people that may be that control.
Right.
Who, if you go for the Oscar. I think, what's her name? Viola Davis? She just got one?
Yeah.
Her first?
She's phenomenal. Like, you know, and you got so many people like that who are just winning an Emmy, just winning an Oscar that you've been seeing on TV.
Oscar's the top prize though.
Those for movies. So like
yeah,
and Emmys are like TV.
Okay.
Stuff like that. So yeah, it's definitely a goal of mine. But
so they're about like the same. They're like the same in weight then.
Yeah, just if you're on TV, it's a big deal if you're in movies. You know, so it's kind of like that. But like a Grammy in music.
Right.
But you know, just any recognition, any recognition, no matter what, is amazing. Like, and no matter what, dude, like you gotta really sit there and think about this. Like, if someone's recognizing you for something that you do, like, I mean, it's just cool,
right?
Just to be able to
what would be good practice for you since you're in the acting game, bro, is like to get like 100 times more active on social too.
Oh,
like getting to like a bunch of skits, like doing like a whole bunch of skits with people and like other small time actors and and other social media influencers. Like when someone looks at your Instagram page, they should say, "Oh yeah, he's an actor."
Yeah,
I can tell he's an actor by all the videos. Like I don't like he rarely posts pictures.
Yeah,
it's straight video. Like it's skit after skit after skit after skit, and then movie trailer, skit, then a movie trailer.
Yeah, I mean that's a way to do it. I mean. It's just, I mean, I feel like I got so much.
I mean, I feel like it'd also be good practice for you too.
I think I get enough practice.
Could never get enough practice.
It's a lot. But I mean, it's, you know, everybody's got an avenue, everybody's got a lane. You know, I have my own breaking in. But shout out to the people who do that. I think it's cool. I think any way that you can, you know, find a way to get in, you know, is pretty cool. But yeah, I'm definitely active as far as just in my own little way, but it's been growing how it's been growing. So you know, in time, it all happens. You know.
So can you speak on this?
What's up?
As a young actor in this industry, why is it important to trust your process?
Oh man, just simply because you can only control what you can control. You can there's auditions when I booked Christmas Everlasting, like it was a couple lines. And I remember Chris, when we were filming, it was saying, like, how would they even know, like, if you're good enough for this role? Because, I mean, you have no idea. Like, you just have to, I think the main thing for me, what I focus on is my preparation and just doing a good audition. Because there's a million reasons why you do or don't get picked for a role. Like, it could be a look. It could be they like somebody better. It could be they knew somebody. Like, it's 1,000.
They don't just always look at the audition tape.
Right. Like, they could have the person chosen before y'all even sent in some stuff. Like, you just don't know. Like, so the main thing is just knowing, like
how Disney picked what like Haley or Haley.
I can't remember her name.
I always get her
and she's amazing. Like
for the role of the Ariel.
But you talk about two talented chicks. Like, oh my God, they're amazing. Like, their voice, I can't wait to see that.
I feel like that's gonna be.
But yeah, I think just trusting your process is just all about knowing, like, you control what you can control, and you don't, you know, you don't look at it as, oh well, if I didn't get this, I'm a bad actor. Like, I don't care. It could be in Denzel Washington's earliest part of his career. I promise you, he didn't get a role. You know what I'm saying? Like, it happens to everybody. So you just have to know, like, what's for you.
There's a story that says Morgan Freeman get his first big break into, he was like 51 or something like that. There's
people who, like, it's some people it takes a while. Some people it takes, you know, a little bit. Like,
would you wait until you're 51 to get your big break?
If I'm consistently going and working, it is what it is.
Okay.
Like, I enjoy it, man. So I mean, you know, if it's a blessing to even get an audition.
Right.
Like, let's call that what it is. So I meant, if they like your look, if they like something about you, and you're getting called to do auditions, like, that's a blessing, because a lot of people don't even get that.
Right.
So, like, to even have those opportunities are amazing. So if you're consistently getting those, if it's something that you see yourself, that you can do and that you want to do, I say do it as long as you possibly can.
Right. Okay. All right. So, because you're a young actor too, as you know, who are some prominent actors or actresses that you look up to?
Ooh, man.
That you try to draw from and stuff.
Definitely, like you said, Viola Davis. I just like her work. She's a real passionate lady. I think every young black guy would say like Will or Denzel, but other people besides them, just because they're like everybody.
I mean, like, yeah, Will is like, if you're not trying to draw from Will, like, what are you doing?
I would say I love Lorenz Tate. I think he's got so much range. He's played so many types of characters. Michael B, of course, he's like the man right now. Trying to think who else. Matthew McConaughey, I've always liked Matthew McConaughey.
He do put on some great movies. Matthew McConaughey.
It's a lot of people, man.
Who's your favorite actor?
It changes. I feel
Other than yourself.
I feel like I draw from a lot of people. I don't know if I have one favorite. Maybe like a couple that I like. I could probably, like I said, Lorenz Tate, Morris Chestnut. I like Lance Gross's work. Trying to think who else. You put me on the spot. Leo DiCaprio, he's amazing. I like Bradley Cooper. Bradley Cooper's done a lot of stuff.
I do like Leo.
The Hangover is one of my favorite movies. Yeah, it's a lot of Wood Harris.
Look, if you ever score a role like a Hangover, you gotta let me come on set just once. Man, you used to let me come on set just once.
That'd be crazy. But Wood Harris.
Promise not to act like a groupie.
Who else? I'm trying to think of somebody else. Regina Hall. I love Regina. I love Taraji. Sanaa. I love Sanaa. Just a lot of people. Just people that show range and people that just show. And there's a lot of other people I can name just because, you watch movies, your whole life. So you see all these different people. And even some people, there's people who you may not know their name or whatever, but you see them in so many movies. Like, that happens too. So, and young people I like, Keith Power's been doing this thing. All those young guys. It's a guy from New Orleans, man. Woody, I can't remember his name. He's pretty good. It's a lot of people. So people I know, I like, So
this is a big industry,
It's a huge industry.
It's a huge industry.
It's a lot of people.
Yeah. All right. So, can you speak on the importance of following your dreams and not giving up?
Oh man. If you really feel that it's in your heart to do something, do it. But I will say too, if you feel that there's a shift and that, God wants you to do something else, because, there's life is huge. Life is, and success can come in many ways. I think had I still looked at football as my only way, I would have never gotten into this. So, There are times where you follow it, and I think I followed it all up to the point that I was supposed to. But when it was time for me to, try something else, I did it. And you gotta be adaptable, man. Life is like that,
When do you think is a time when you think when you should like self evaluate and have perspective on yourself? Maybe I should try something else. Like not necessarily giving up because, but like. This isn't work, but having the self awareness to know that this isn't working and I need to try something.
If another opportunity comes, I didn't really know exactly what this was going to bring, but it happened so fast that I didn't even have time to kind of like turn away and be like, no, it really happened that quick. So if another opportunity comes, you still work on your other stuff because you never know. But at the same time, if something else pops up for you, then hey, like. Why not at least try?
Right.
And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It's life.
Right.
I don't believe so much in failure. I believe more in lessons being learned. You know, simply because
I'm so glad you said that, bro. That's it's so important, though. I literally have it tatted on my chest right here. It's called Lessons Over Losses.
I don't have it that.
It's a mindset that I coin. It's called
lessons over
losses.
I will say this: you don't go out making reckless decisions and be like, "Oh,
no, of course,
I learned a lesson." No, right, but when things don't necessarily go the way that you planned on it going, you still there's always a way. There's always an opportunity for you to have.
I feel like when you only truly fail at something when you decide to quit. Because people take L's all the time, right? But I feel like it's a mindset that people need to have that to determine to say that this L that I have it's not a loss. I'm gonna look at it as a lesson because that shifts your mindset from having a loser mentality to a winner's mentality.
I can't say. Because
if you think the L you have is a loss, then most people fail to see the lesson that's buried in that loss, and they feel like I didn't learn anything from it, and then they just
I'll say this
and they quit and they back out and they just back out. I think what
quitting to me is not because if that could be said, someone could say I quit football. For me, I look at it as quitting. Quitting to me is like. You have this level of success, you have this level of this person that you envision yourself to be, and you quit on that person and you settle for a different life as far as just like, something that you almost just like don't feel that you can have to have faith for anything. I feel that that's more quitting than turning away from something else and trying something else because I think in every case I've got friends in so many different arenas who we all set out to be one thing, and some of us got that or whatever, but there are others who, set out to be something and it didn't work, and we turned into something else, and we're in better situations than we could have been with the original thing. So,
because I don't consider you stopping football as a loss.
Yeah,
because out of your whole time playing ball, out of your whole time playing ball, you learned valuable lessons all throughout it. You know what I'm saying? Like for a prime example, right? You were the wide receiver. Mm-hmm. You wasn't the best wide receiver. Mm-hmm. You had some days when you had missed MAs, missed assignments. Yeah. But instead of looking at that as a loss,
look at it as opportunity.
You look at it as an opportunity. Okay, I learned, when I, instead of going left to go right in this situation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's just all about your perspective. If you look at things as, I can learn something from this, I feel like that's always a win. And
that's a lesson.
If you apply it, that's the thing though, because you can learn a lesson and keep messing up.
Right.
So
then you didn't learn the lesson.
Right. You can know the lesson, but you can still fail. You can know something and fail the test. You can't. You just mark the answer wrong. It happens. So as long as you kind of have that perspective of, this didn't work out, but there's still an advantage somewhere, and you take that and you make something out of it. I think that you put yourself in a good spot, every single time. So
yeah. Okay, so my next question. All right, bro. So the film, because you filmed this movie, in where?
This one was shot in Louisiana. Hallmark was shot in Atlanta.
In Atlanta. Mm-hmm. Okay, so who do you think has the better film market? Atlanta or Hollywood?
Damn. Hollywood is always going to be Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the CFL is never going to take down the NFL. That's never going to happen. But I think that Atlanta, just as a city as a whole, but also for acting, is coming up with so many things. You got so many young directors. You got so much rich talent. Just a lot of opportunity there.
You think Atlanta's is like the place for it's like Black Hollywood?
Yeah, I would say so. It's just a good place. As far as everything, you're in Hollywood, bro. You go get an apartment, you ain't paying $1,200 for no 4-bedroom and it's not a 2-bedroom. You probably be staying on a table or something. You're not, So it's just as far as just setting yourself up for success. I think Atlanta is the place. Now, don't get it twisted. There's so much talent out there. So it's not saying you just go out okay, you can't make it in Hollywood, you can go make it in Atlanta. No, there's talent everywhere,
right?
And they're looking for talent everywhere. So
everybody's hungry.
Right. So everybody's you definitely can have, that same experience in Atlanta, but it's just a great place as far as I think starting out, and just a lot of young talent out there, and it's one thing I can say I definitely noticed, especially when I went out there for Christmas Everlasting, was just I think I looked at everybody as being really supportive. You know, and when I got on the set, I felt comfortable. Like I joked with my friend Brittany and Brianna, like I was like nervous, but at the same time, like they really did make me feel like really welcome and comfortable. So I mean, I think Atlanta is that type of place, but you know, you got to deal with all type of stuff, no matter what set you go on. I mean, you're dealing with people, so it's always good, bad, and different. Like it can be fickle, doesn't matter, but you know, you go there to do your job and you be a professional.
Okay. So do you think you're ready for like your fans, your current fans? Cause you probably have fans. You know, and your future fans to, you know, to spot you in public and to come stop you, walk up to you and ask you for a selfie or an autograph. Think you really get bombarded like that?
That hasn't happened yet, but yeah.
Trust it. You have a lead role.
I mean, yeah, but
it's gonna come.
Yeah, I mean,
you're gonna be walking in Walmart. Someone like, hey, ain't you that guy, man? Like, can I get a selfie with you?
I got stopped at work a couple times with the Hallmark thing. That was pretty cool, but
like, watch what happens next year at Essence.
Oh man!
If you could watch what happens next year at Essence for you when
Let's
you go.
speak that into existence. But it's so crazy, bro.
You promise you're gonna get spotted.
I will say this. When that type of stuff does start to happen, it's gonna be weird simply for the fact of I remember all the times where we've all just walked around New Orleans. It's crazy. I remember one time
when we used to do it to other people.
Right, bro. I remember one time I was in New Orleans, and Odell was probably still in college, and he was just walking down the street. Like that would never happen now. You know what I'm saying? Like he would never be able to walk down the street, and it's like I bet like just as a person that probably feels so weird to like you can't live your normal life or whatever. But I'm not tripping about it, man. I hopefully like just the way I
can you imagine
myself,
Beyonce just walking down the street?
No, that'll never happen. like I think I'll handle it gracefully. Like, you know, I definitely always sign, you know, autographs and pictures.
You know, because like that's the, you know, social media has leveled the playing field, right?
For sure.
So everybody has an opportunity to make it, right? And for the people, you know, before social, what you say?
It's a nice cup, by the way.
Hey, shout out to Moms, man. She hooked me up.
Thanks,
what I was gonna say? Oh, so social media has leveled the playing field. It's getting everybody a shot. But before social media, you know, the only way to become a celebrity and get that status was to be in Hollywood and Atlanta and and get into that industry. Right. But now they have like, you know, that's the loophole that they have. Like they can't be that. You can't be that person in Hollywood or whatever and be like too Hollywood. To the point to where like you're ignoring your fans, you're not engaging with your fans. People come to you, ask for your autograph, and you try to turn them away.
There's a time and a place.
There'll be people like you.
I'll say this. There's a time and a place because even I'll say like, you know, if I'm married or if I have a family or if it's something like intimate, you know, I would try to block it off as much as possible. Only thing I just ask is that like, you know, and I'm like this whenever I see someone that I admire, like just be respectful. You know, if they're with their family or something like that, you know, just let them have that intimate time because they already. I mean, you gotta look at it as a family. Like, you know, if I'm a kid or if I'm a wife or something like that, like, or you know, a husband in that case, like, they already have to share their person with you, with the whole world. Like, you should. I think that you should give them that intimate time because they're not on camera at that point. You know what I'm saying?
But when's the next time you might run into them?
I mean, it's the case, but I mean, even then, like, you can wait till after they're done eating.
Okay,
or,
well, yeah,
you know, that type of stuff. And I mean, for me, like,
I wouldn't say walk up to him when he got food in his mouth.
No.
You know?
But I mean, man, you got people that do that. Like, you eating and then snap a selfie, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so.
I mean, that's the industry you chose to be in. Though,
you
right?
did, but at the same time, you're still a person, man. I think that respect. That's one thing these days that social media does kind of mess up for people. Like, we're still. If you're getting dressed in the fitting room or something like that, just because you have a social media, you don't think that somebody should come in there and.
No, I'm not talking about like that. I'm talking about for the point of being caught up in the aura of being Hollywood, so Hollywood that they shy away or they ignore their fans. When there's someone like there's someone like you, an aspiring actor who's coming up in the game, they would love You would love for your fans, you know, you don't care. You probably eating the whole Chick-fil-A, the whole Popeyes chicken sandwich now. That's the new wave.
Right.
Eating the whole Popeyes chicken sandwich, meal in your hands. Like, yo, can I take a selfie with you? Shit, let's get it.
Yeah, but even then, like, if I'm with my family, like, I would definitely be gracious and be like, hey, like, let me eat or whatever, and then after that, I'll do whatever you need.
So you'd be cool with them just sitting down, just waiting for you to finish eating?
Only thing like staring at me, but I mean, if they like go, you know,
like, yo, I'm getting that selfie.
Yeah, I mean, I just, you know, you still want to be able to have that access to your family. They have that direct access to you. So I mean, as long as you're respectful, though, man, that it's not about what you do, it's about how you do it. You know, so if you're respectful and you treat people the right way, and you know you're respectful to me as a person, I definitely don't ever mind, you know, when that time comes to help people out. And,
I think I will always take a selfie. Even
I don't mind doing it at all. It's
even when I'm with my wife, I say, you know, let's get it.
Take that over her.
like you knew what it was when you signed up when I was with you.
Yeah, but she deserves her own access to me. Like,
that's what the home is for.
We gotta go eat. Like, you got date night and
cook.
Stuff. Like, man, that's up to you. But I just know how I'll do things. And I mean, you know, it's all about respect.
Yeah,
that's all. You know, anybody could ask for. You know. But
so
that level comes. It's cool.
Why do you think it's important to build brand now in this social media takeover age? You know,
it's cool to be engaging with your fans and with people just in general. I like people. I think I'm a people's person. So I mean, you know, it's just cool to be engaging with anybody.
You know, because you know that craze that hit Instagram last night, bro. You know, you know that thing. So many people were posting it. So many people were posting. You didn't see it?
I wasn't on there last night.
It was talking about how, you know, how today's the last day to post this post.
They do
on
stuff
Instagram.
like that like every 9 months.
That didn't the only thing that showed me was that so many people are sheep.
Yeah, people go crazy over social media.
Like why people. Yeah, I was baffled. Like, it really got aggravating me on Instagram last night.
I think it's important to build your brand simply for the fact that it's just another way for you to connect and for people to get to know.
Some people just don't know how to use social media right, and that's when you get this whole stigma of social media is bad or it doesn't matter or you know
it matters. I mean,
I know it definitely matters. I'm 100% advocate for using social media in the right way.
It's all about how you want to use it. Like I mean, there's people who don't really care to use it, and I think it's all about what works for you. Like, if it works for you, it works for you. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Because you know, one day, bro, when we have kids and we have grandkids, you know, our grandkids are gonna look us up on the internet.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Right? They're gonna look us up on the internet, and they can be like, you know, man, look, they gonna look at us like, man, oh, that's what you was doing? Like, you was posting memes all day. You know, or you was posting memes, or either you was building or you BSing.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna be in the social media. Same thing. What I tell my dad back in the day when the internet first hit. You know, in the late '90s. You know, when the .com bubble happened. You know, you had your Apple, you had your Google, you had your Amazon. I was a kid.
Who remembers AOL with the
dial-up
where you couldn't be on the phone? At the same time,
but the same thing I tell him, you know, like if you would have invested just $1,000 into like Google or Amazon, we would have been multi-millionaires already, right?
Hindsight's 2020 though. Like,
look, bro, like if I was around in the you know 13, 14, 15, 16 era, I'd have been grinding. Yeah. They're gonna say that, and they're gonna be like, but granddad, we could have been rich. If you'd been on social media, you've been handling business, creating content, instead of you just posting memes all day.
It depends on everybody has their thing what they like. I mean, I like social media, but I mean, I don't. It'll help, but I don't look at it as just like the sole way. So I mean, as long as you have things that you're doing that'll help you become successful. I mean, if you use it and it helps you, great. If you don't really care to use it and you got something else, I mean, that's fine too. It depends on what you like, you know, but I mean, it definitely is helpful in certain ways, but it's all about how you use it. It's all about how you look at it, you know.
Yeah. How do you propose to the younger generation? You know, people come after us because, you know, they got the Gen Zers and then the people after them are Generation Alphas, right? How do you propose? Yeah, man. You know, how do you propose to them, you know, to build brand for themselves, you know, in a market that already seems oversaturated as is?
Just be you. I think one of the worst things people can do is be a carbon copy of anybody else. And to me,
but what about not reinventing the wheel though?
I think when you're you. Like I mean,
you can still be you, but like just seeing seeing what someone else did and applying that same plan to yourself, but just making minor tweaks,
right.
To make it
be you. I mean everybody has an Instagram page, but you can still your personality and who you are always shines through. So be you. Like that's my advice to anybody. You know, don't be the next whatever or this whatever. Like be you. Like I think that no matter what, that shines through, because I mean in a world full of, like you said, oversaturation, nothing can beat something that's original. And when I say original, it's not saying that you just go against the grain. And sometimes I think it seems like the hardest thing in the world, but like the people who stand out are just the people who are being different, talking about something different, looking different, and not doing it in a way that's just like crazy just all the time, but just people know when they see something that's just pure and real. And that's that's what I always look at as cool. Like and it's not that I look at anybody who's doing it the way that a lot of other people doing it is bad. I just think that it's just sometimes how you really make yourself stand out. You just be yourself.
Yeah,
you be you and be original.
Okay. Can you give any advice to the younger generation who thinks they might want to get into this industry?
Oh yeah, man. Come into it with your own path. Don't look at it as just a one way of doing things. There's 1,000 ways to do something. So you may get in playing football, you may get in walking down the street, you may get in off YouTube, you may get in off Instagram, Twitter, whatever. But main thing, be a professional, be a good person. That goes the longest way.
Gratitude. Man,
I think there's so many people, and it's funny you say that, being Hollywood and stuff like that. Like, people, one thing that's never going to go out of style is good people.
Yeah.
Like, and that's never going to go out of style, just
but so many people
gratitude.
But so many people already, are just drawn to the negativity.
I mean, and that has
like negativity sells at this point. Like like it's a right now the positivity wave and the pushing positivity and helping people and being genuine. That's a wave that's like actually that's growing and starting to be really big right now. But I feel like
negativity will always sell. Yeah. Like I think that'll always be a big thing. But it's what you choose. Like if you choose that you want to be a negative person, then hey, do your thing. Nobody can stop you from doing that. But if you choose that you want to be a positive person, know that you're putting something in the world that's going to last past you. And I think it's all about legacy.
Impact.
Impact and legacy. That's two things that I'm huge on. So, if you're doing that and you're being a positive person and you're being professional and you take advantage of all your opportunities, whether you get them or not, I think that's where you want to be. And just, pursue it with all you can and just have fun with it. Don't take yourself too serious and don't let yourself just be in a place where you just, you get so just uptight and all. Just have fun. Like it's life. You're gonna get some, you're gonna lose some. Just
gotta keep swinging.
Keep going.
Keep going.
Just keep swinging big. That's always my advice to anyone.
Like I said earlier, man. Like you only truly fail at something once you decide to quit.
Yeah, you just give it up. Yeah, you don't want to do anything. That's when you put yourself in a bad spot. But anything else is just always about just having fun, man, and just enjoying this process. And know that the journey is really the part where it's the most rich. You know what I'm saying? Because it's great to get to your destination, I feel, but
what's your destination that you have in sight? What are you running towards?
Oh man, like I said, impacting Christ. That's always my biggest thing. Just drawing more people to Him. Obtaining the resources in order to bless a lot of people. Just as far as maybe financially, opportunities, motivation, all those types of things, positivity, and just really and truly, like, just at the base of, if we're just talking about acting, I want you to be able to get on to get on your TV or look on your screen or whatever and just see me in something and you just enjoy it. Like,
Yeah.
You know, and that's really what it's all about for me. So, you know, I know that, you know, I'm just getting started and I'm learning a lot, you know, along the way. But, you know, just being able to even do this, man, I really pinch myself, man, because, you know, we're selling out the theater this week. That's crazy to me. Like,
Y'all selling it out?
We have 460 seats. It's just about sold out.
Wow.
So, and I never really thought that would even be a thing for me, you know. And
bring a Sharpie.
Man, like, yeah.
Bring a Sharpie and some headshots.
Like,
for real, like bring a Sharpie and some headshots.
Yeah.
And have some, and, you know, and just and I would also, what I would do is I would also, like, you know, dang, you don't have a way how you can vlog something like that, do you?
I mean, what, like Instagram and stuff, huh? You can do that, could you?
Yeah, but yeah, you could, but like I feel like that's a great form of content. It would be a great form of content for you.
I'll definitely probably think about in the next couple of days. My birthday is Saturday, May 26th. And
What day is Saturday? The
24th.
Oh, you got the same birthday as my dad then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you know that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, we always tell each other happy birthday. But yeah, so yeah, I never thought that would happen, man. Like, just seeing, you know, the impact, and all I always ask God is just, you know, I do things that, you know, can inspire people, and you know, that people just see my faith through that, and, you know, hopefully that inspires, you know, them to draw near to Him. But just stuff that people can enjoy, and that they can have fun watching, and, you know, just I'll be a little nervous, but at the same time, like, I'll just try to, you know, enjoy the process to the fullest. And one thing I'm grateful is just that, you know, my friend brought it to my attention the other day, you know, that my family can be a part of this.
Yeah.
Because you know, you go on bigger movies and all that type of stuff, you probably can't have the influx of people coming in. This is something that, you know, my family can see and that they can be a part of too. Just that experience, my first, you know, one. So that's cool for me. So, you know, I'm looking forward to more and more of that. And, you know, it's something that you definitely don't think you can ever get used to, seeing yourself on screen. It's very funny because my grandma always jokes when I was a kid, I used to like to watch my own videotapes. Yeah. So to see that kind of manifesting in the verdict now, like, I guess I like seeing myself on screen. So, you know, but it's just cool, man. It's a blessing. It really
All right, so fast forward, let's say some years in the future, right? Let's say you get the invitation, or you get the nomination that, you know, you're going to be up for an Oscar or an Emmy or something big, right? Who are you taking as your plus one?
Plus one?
Yeah, you could take somebody.
My mom, for sure.
You take your mom's, right?
Mama gotta go.
Not taking. What about the wife?
Oh, am I married?
I don't know. That's up to you.
They gonna give me, if I'm up for that, they gonna give me more than one.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm married, it's gotta be my wife. But I mean, at the end of the day, they're gonna give me more than one. Like, they ain't just gonna make you plus no.
So if you're not married, taking moms.
If I'm not married, I'm taking moms. If I'm married, I gotta take my wife. But we gonna get moms in there. Like, I'm not playing that.
Sneak moms through the back door.
Man, no, we sneak moms in the front. Like, hey, I ain't coming if y'all don't let my moms in, and my sister. Like, but you know, I've had a lot of support, man, just through this, and just, man.
You better get to writing the speech in your iPhone, bro.
Right. Like, I
speak that to, because this is gonna be my Oscar speech when I get it.
I am. Like, I think about those types of things. I'm a big dreamer, I always have been. So, you know, to be able to even look at that as a possibility is cool. But like I said, I've had so much support from your family to my family.
I mean, you always got it,
everybody, man. Like, it's a blessing. So, I mean, I don't take anything for granted. Like you said, I mean, you know, just people coming up to me and stuff. I don't mind that stuff. You know, like I said, always with respect. But just the love and support and the gratitude and just all that stuff that people have given to me is it's mind blowing, man. You don't really realize how big something you do is until other people tell you.
Right.
It's a cool thing.
You never know who's really watching.
You don't. You have no idea.
You know what I mean? I get so many people all the time that, you know, that tell me that they're proud of me, or they're watching and tell me to keep going. Like, it literally just happened to me 1 or 2 days ago. Like, someone randomly I do not know, man. Shout out to you, man, because like she hit me or she DM'd me and she just like went in on how well she, you know, how much she looks up to me and how she must.
Cool.
You know, I'm like, bro,
that's what that pushes you to keep going.
What?
That's what you do it for.
It was like, I was like, you know, it was like, I feel like God, you know, just like sent that on purpose, because like, you know, he knows, like, you know, maybe like in a small rut, I mean, like, man, and so, you know what, no, you need a little pick me up.
A little more.
Go.
Absolutely. It always does, man. Like, you know, And I think for actors too, like we have to know that there's gonna be times where you're not getting any auditions.
Mm-hmm.
There's gonna be times where you're not booking nothing, you know. But you just have to, your identity, even in that, my identity is not in acting. I'm an actor, but there's a lot of other things that, you know, I do well. You know, I enjoy my podcast. I just enjoy being a person, man. I enjoy hanging with my family, my friends. You know, being great at that. That allows me to be a great actor. That allows me to be, you know, great at any profession that I have. So that'll always be my main focus. And I can say I learned that lesson through football. You know, just not letting that be your end all be all. Again. You know, and right, and it all goes to that. So anybody that, you know, is going through life and learning and struggling, that's cool. Yeah. Go with it. Take your journey with you. You know, ride it. But at the same time, know that no matter what, like what. People are always going to remember the type of person you are. I think that's always, they'll never
legacy,
forget that. They'll never forget that. No matter what you do, they'll remember the type of person you are. Always.
Like I said, our kids and grandkids and all the way down the line, they're going to look you up on the internet one day, and they're going to see, were you a good person or were you, a piece of crap?
It happens.
You know?
Right.
So, before I ask you my last question, let's talk about the premiere one more time. Mm-hmm. You know, when is it?
Yeah. It's this Sunday, August 25th at AMC Mall.
I'm going to try my best to edit this in a couple of days.
In Baton Rouge, yes.
I'm going to try my best to edit this video in a couple of days.
Right.
So let me get this out.
It's going to be cool, though, man. Just they've got some good stuff planned. There'll be a red carpet interviews, pictures, all that type of stuff. So, I mean, you know.
You definitely got to find someone to just, like, follow you around and just record.
Yeah.
Like get Destiny and just like, yo, take my phone and just.
I'm gonna let her. I'm gonna get somebody else to do it. I want her to kind of enjoy it with me and stuff. She's gonna laugh or tell.
You gotta get somebody. You gotta get somebody to just like follow you around the entire time recording.
We'll figure it out. They'll definitely have a lot, but it's, you know, everybody who bought a ticket and you know,
talk to people,
DVDs,
talk to everybody. You should already know that. Talk to everybody.
Oh yeah, man. I'm definitely
bring like a few Sharpies.
Yeah,
sign people's tickets.
Like, I'm gonna revel in it. I'm gonna enjoy it. But, you know, main thing, I do appreciate everybody coming out. And I never, man, like the 460 seats, like that's a lot. So for people to
they're just getting started. Wait till you start selling out bigger venues.
Right. It's, you know, it's coming. So, man, I definitely wait
till like your movie is in like every movie theater across the country and globally, and that crap is sold out.
It's gonna be big, dude. It's gonna be huge. Like, you know, this is. You know,
you gotta keep going. Trust the process.
Absolutely.
All right. So my last question for you, bro.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, how do you plan to use your voice to leave an impact on the world?
Oh man, like I said, impacting Christ. That's always gonna be my first thing. That's my source. Acting is a resource. Coaching is a resource. Me speaking is a resource. Me doing poetry is a resource. Huddle Up is a resource. You know, but that's my source. That'll always be what I put first, no matter what. You know, I want people to know I'm a true man. You know, I'm not perfect, but I definitely want you to know that God can use you. And no matter what you're doing, no matter what you're going through, like if you put your faith in Him, He can do so many things. And I always just pray that my life is you know, that shows that, you know, and that people just understand that, hey, you know, you may have been going through something, or you may have been doing something, you know, that you thought you were gonna do your whole life, but you know, if you trust in God, you know, He can lead you in a way that'll bless you 100-fold, you know. So that, and just, you know, I just want more of our young men and women to just continue to just grow in themselves and grow in positivity and love one another. And, you know, just understanding this enough for everybody to just do big things and be positive and just, you know, just be cool and you know, be yourself, man. Like, don't just let the world make you feel as though you're not enough or you don't have enough. This is a big world, and it's so much for everybody to be able to partake in it and you know, just be successful and, you know, just have so many great things and make so many great memories. And you know, we all family, man. We all family in this thing. No matter what, like, we're all gonna die. So, like, you call it what it is. Like, we have to, you know, continue to love each other and you know, I mean, black, white, you know, purple, green, doesn't matter. Like, you know, it's all about caring and sharing and loving each other. And so, you know, I just hope that, you know, God just continue to just bless me with opportunities and I take advantage of them, and that the resources that I, you know, get a chance to have, you know, I bless other people with it, because I can't take it with me.
Right.
So like, you know, I want other people to just be blessed, you know, by the things that I do. So
Okay.
that's the biggest part for me.
All right, man. You know, tell
My boy Chris in the back. Shout out hashtag Huddle Up Terry Darrow. Shout out my dad, rest in peace. My mom, my sister, everybody that I'm cool with, everybody that I'm friends with. Yeah, man, I appreciate everybody that's coming out to see the movie, everybody that's supporting me. You know, there's so many people. I know I'll never be able to remember everybody's name, but I'm just thankful for anybody that's supporting me and anybody that's just about positivity and love and all of that. I keep that going. Let's keep that going.
Yeah, that's a wave, man.
Absolutely.
That's it, man. That's about wraps it up right there, man. Appreciate you having on the show, bro.
For sure. My dog.
Yo, hey, before you cut that off, when you give me that DVD, I want an autographed copy.
I got you.